Amistad and HarperAudio present Someone Birthed Them Broken Stories by Asantewa Diaka. Performed by Cole Asare and Ekua Ekumah. For all Ghanaian youth, we're the ones we've been waiting for. And for all the governments past and present, the room for improvement is so vast, it looks uninhabited.
God or whatever. Kusi Opoku Sr. I have seen Mama mistake a slow healing wound for a God who listens. She and Nena were in the back seat of an old Golf when Nena's nephew drove through an amber light, skidded dangerously off the street in an attempt to prevent a head-on collision with a dirty white Beetle, and crashed into a roasted corn stall whose owner had thankfully crossed the road to deliver soft but slightly burnt corn to a customer. It would have been an excellent save if the impact of the crash hadn't forced the hex bolts securing the front seats to loosen, causing them to collapse on the frail legs of two old ladies. It took Mama 8.5 weeks for her wounds to fully heal and to walk without a painful limp. And she swore it was the God in her. Never mind that God rarely answered her prayers correctly. Never mind that this God of hers silently watched her cry out as her only son was dying. And if you've heard an anguished woman's cry, you know its potential to impale an eardrum. Never mind that this same God knew of the arthritis that had been trudging in her bones for over a year and did nothing about it. But I guess when all you have is rheumatoid arthritis and faith in God, believing becomes an easy act. Personally, God is great and all. I'm glad he exists to occupy so much of Mama's time so I can have this old house to myself on Sunday mornings and Wednesday evenings without her incessant complaints bouncing off its pink walls. But there was simply no time for him in my schedule. Between struggling to take care of my 5.5-year-old daughter, whose mother dropped her off for a weekend a year ago and never returned, making sure there's enough money for the upkeep of all 8 of my younger siblings, a heavily pregnant girlfriend who used to love my presence and my penis, and trying to keep Mama from complaining, I didn't have time for a God who decided to show up when and how he wanted. Mama has always been more of a mother than a grandmother to me. She gave birth to my father when she was only 17, and my father had me when he was just a year away from turning 20. So when I was born, Mama was still a young and beautiful woman. A mother who had a list of disappointments taller than her 5'4" self. So in order to occupy her loss of faith in men, she poured all her affection into her son. And the problem with making your son the only man in your life is that your love becomes oversized. It covers too much skin. It doesn't draw his personhood out well, and it hides his true form from you. Perhaps if my father had borne the responsibility of raising me, he wouldn't have had kids like a child squirting pee. Having to maintain the family's cocoa farm since my father passed away is aging me. I'm only 39. I should be dating 3 girls from different neighborhoods and plotting 101 ways of not getting caught. I should be taking long drives with a busty girl the boys in the town call wild and carefree, because she likes giving blowjobs from the front seat of spacious cars and shrugging off rumors of littering the whole of Mampong with broken hearts. Instead, I spend my dawns calculating the difference between sales made and salaries to be paid. This morning, when I saw my reflection in the mirror, my skin looked like someone had run a marathon in rubber boots on it. You would think with all the work I am being forced to do, I would gain some muscles. Yet here I am, 2 steps away from looking like a bag of bone.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?